Alrighty. Let's get back into Brigandine here. And we're going to talk today about the Lizardmen through the Lizard Lord class on Brigandine, the Legend of Runersia. So before we do this, make sure you go and smash the like and subscribe. Help this channel grow. It will help me tremendously. I've been on YouTube for a long time, doing a lot of Brigandine content, and I'd like to continue to grow here. So if you could help me out, that would be awesome. You'd also help out other Brigandine fans as well, as far as guides and other things are concerned, because I do a lot of LPs as well, so if you want to check that out, you can. But today we're going to be talking about the Lizardman and its class ups all the way to Lizard Lord and what it can do and why it's really, really good. So we're going to look at it, and like I just talked about with the Fenrir was an evasion tank. Now guess what this is? This is a damage mitigation tank. So this is what I would consider a tiny tank. It's not the same thing as a dragon, a mandrake, or a snake, a high snake or whatever. This is more of a middle of the road tank, kind of a smaller tank in a way, because its magic cost is so low, and usually magic cost does determine a few things as far as like how much front line can they do. So this is more of a flanker tank. You can put this in the front lines. It can survive for a while. It's got these kinds of stats here. Its HP stat is pretty good. Strength stats all right. Agility is pretty good. Intelligence is okay, and MP not so much. So they don't really get a lot of MP to do anything. This is kind of like not their style. But as we see with the shield block of A down on the right, this is really what they do. Every once in a while they will shield block an attack and mitigate the damage so that you can't basically kill them as easily. They don't have a lot of mobility, so it's just 4. Not the greatest. Agility is alright. It can actually get up alright, kind of high, but they're, like I said with the Fenrirs, they're not an evasion tank, they're a mitigation tank. But I call them tiny tanks as far as like a wide range class goes. Like the Fenrir would be a tiny tank, so would the Lizardman, and up and up and up. But the defense is a little bit higher, 105. This is a good quality there. And the growth rate is A, so the growth rate, they actually grow really well. You know, they grow up pretty fast and all that sort of thing. So let's look at you know, skills magic, and you're going to kind of get to see some of this here. So lefty swing right here, you know, as you can see, the power is 90, not that strong. More on the tanky side. They don't deal a lot of damage. They just kind of like defend you with a lot of their damage prowess here. Let's go summon one of these here real quick. You can see the summon mana is a little higher than a couple other monsters we were just looking at earlier. Upkeep is up to 14, which isn't too bad. Actually, it's very, very easy to have one of these here. But let's go ahead and summon this here. And we'll look at a couple stats here, and then we're going to move on to the next one. As you can see, as you summon, it kind of shows you hit points in red, strengthens red, intelligence, agility are green. It basically means it's you didn't get to summon. The hit points are a little less than normal, strength's a little less than normal from this summon, but intelligence and agility are a little bit better. So it actually shows you some stats and all that. So let's go out here. I don't know if it's going to show me everything right now, but I just want to kind of get a peek at this here. So here's where your main stat screen is going to be. CP value of 513 up here. This tells me what my combat power is. Troop is in standby, so it's in stock, and all that. So what it tells me right off the bat, you have a shield block, so it didn't show you that in the summon area, but you have a shield block here. There's a 20% chance of blocking with a shield. When activated, damage is reduced by half. So if the enemy was going to do 400 points of damage on you, and you pulled off that 20% chance of blocking with a shield, now the enemy only does 200 points of damage on you. So if the thing is, Lizardmen are great for putting up against Rudo, because there's a good chance they could actually shield block that clean military rule. So if you're looking to stop some leader damage incoming towards you, these are excellent, excellent monsters to put in the front line for that. I know it's only 20% chance, but shield block does seem to activate a lot. Sometimes I wonder if it's more than 20%, but it says what it says. It rolls a 20% chance RNG on that, and then you get to shield block and mitigate half the damage. I mean, that is a heck of a boon, right? All right, so that is what they are. Let's back out. Let's look at some class changes. Let's see what that could look like. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move over to where I already have a couple other lizardmen, and this is on my Rudo file. So I've already beaten the game, and as you beat the game, you can quest endlessly and get as many potions as you want to make Rudo ultimately uber powerful. You have that opportunity. So this is the next class change it goes up to is High Lizardman, and then there is Lizard Lord. But let's look at Lizardmen first. Just to show you, we've got shield block of A, 20% chance of blocking with a shield when triggered, damage is reduced by half. That's the normal thing we've already looked at. Now defense went up 10 points. Defense was at 105. Now we're up to 115. So defense is already stronger. This is what keeps the enemy from killing you for attacks is defense right there. Mobility is 5, which is great. Growth rate is A. Magic cost did go up a little bit here, up to 55. And HP is at 629. It's pretty good HP, right? Intelligence, not so much, not that great. Agility did go up too. It's pretty good. And yeah, that's what you get with them. They come with axes, light pieces of armor for, you know, breastplates, gauntlet, monster material. If you see this little M here around something, this means that only monsters can equip it, okay? There are some gear that monsters and humans can equip, but that M is always an indicator of that. All right, so we got Hunter Swing. The power value went up. Accuracy seemed to go up too. It's pretty good. Ground Sky. Not going to be able to hit Sky as well as definitely hitting ground, but that's what they got. All right, let's look at the profile here. A Lizardman's new form following a class change. They are expert warriors that move through swampland with ease. Now able to use blue-type attacks, they make a powerful match for red-type foes such as dragons. Weak against magic. They are best placed out of range of spellcasters. So just like the Fenrir's, weak to magic. Try to keep them out of range if you can. But they're basically one of your best tanky things going into battle as far as like taking a hit, because they might mitigate half the damage. That's amazing actually, because there's some really powerful attacks in this game that you may want to use more lizardmen. You could go with a whole army of lizardmen and pretty confidently do pretty well in battle. I'll have to say that right out. They're a blue element for attack and defense, so they do beat down the red monsters with ease, or easier than normal. And yeah, pretty good monster overall. I like to have 1 or 2 lizardmen in my team almost at all times. They can really help out in a lot of situations. Now they are weak to green though, so if you got centaurs shooting at them, they could shield block a centaur hit, but they are weak to green. So that's something to note here. All right, so let's back out. Let's look at the final class up. You need a particular item to class this up here. And we got shield block on S. What does that mean? Has a 25% chance to shield block. So right there, 25%, a higher chance to shield block, and when activated, the damage is reduced by half. So even better than before. Now, another thing they also get is double action. Allows the unit to act again after their initial actions. Basically means you get to go twice. You go twice in one turn. Because now they're lizard lords, they're that fast, they're going boom, 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 boom. Kind of like a really fast martial artist or something. Just imagine Bruce Lee on steroids. And you get this lizard lord here too. Combined with that, combine those genes together, this is what you got. I don't know, maybe not that far, but anyways, hit points, I mean, look at the hit points level 20, 763. That is wow. Defense 125, wow. Intelligence 50, meh. And a mobility of 5, pretty good. It's not bad. Attack value is actually not bad. And agility is not bad either. Right? Now it says swamp here, but this also means ocean and river. So they can actually get evasion bonuses in the water. It really should just say water. But swamp is a little higher than the other stuff. So just to let you know, magic cost is 90, so they are quite high. It's kind of like having a phoenix on your team. These guys do go twice, and they do cost a gigantic load of mana upkeep, 138. And also, once they get into this growth rate, they're now down to C for growth rates, though it's going to take them a while to get up there. But as soon as you have one of these, you won't even worry about them growing. They're just going to tank so very well. But just remember, you're going twice each time. So if you tag twice and you get counterattacked twice within a turn, that could mean you need to do a heal spell or something. And they also get an extra orb. They are now white elemental, attack and defense. Okay, so it's blue and white. So you're going to be strong against the red and the dark elementals, but also dark elementals are kind of strong against you, and you will be weak to green as well. All right, so what do you want to do with these guys? These guys turn into full up from tiny tanks to full up main tanks. You can put them in the front line. You could go do an attack and then squeeze them into an area so you can force a chain effect on somebody else. Yes, they could possibly be chained, but you could use these guys to force a situation that otherwise you probably wouldn't have been able to get because of the double action. Okay? So you can move and end a turn and then move again. It just allows you basically auto-react at all times. Okay, let's go read the profile here. Glory Swing. No extra range attacks, no nothing. Really just the blue and a white element. As you can see, but power 110, great. Accuracy is now plus 15. The blue and white orbs, always get to attack with that. You can add extra orbs with the gear. A ground is sky as usual, the way it is, and a counterattack. So that's what that is. All right, a high Lizardman's new form following a class change. Warrior kings among their kind, their expertise in the fighting arts have evolved into an entirely new level. They may have a high magic cost, but are able to learn skills that allow them to act twice in a single turn. Making the best use of this ability can mean the difference between defeat and victory. So yeah, you have an auto react monster here that is a pretty dang good tank. Can shield block stuff, can get their hands dirty. This is where you really, this and Fenrir's, this is where you're really trying to push into the enemy's team and get your hands dirty, is with a Lizard Lord or Fenrir. But Lizard Lords can do it a little bit better, just because of the defensive skills that they have. Once you chain a Fenrir in, you lower its agility down, and the evasion tank kind of goes away, and it just kind of gets a little squishy at that point. But with these guys, even with the lower agilities, they could completely block an attack that would have really hurt them and just keep on swinging. So these guys are really where you want to get at least one or two of these on your team. If you can get them to Lizard Lords and you can hold them as Lizard Lords, do so. But it does cost an item to turn them into a Lizard Lord. There is an item that you have to quest for to get to be able to do this. It's not too hard to find it. And once you do, you'll have one of these beauties on your team. So that's all I have for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Definitely do what you can to help this channel grow. And I will have more Brigandine content coming to you soon. I think up next we're going to cover unicorns through Pegasus and the Nightmare class. Okay? Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video or LP or multiplayer. I've got a lot of Brigandine content going on my channel right now, but there will also be some other content coming out soon too. So take care, and I'll see you later.